Never felt that, come on, yeah. Never felt that, come on, yeah. When I never felt that, come on, yeah. You gotta get up.
Spoiler alert, they do get halted. The first place that's going to happen is on the Egyptian coastal city called El Alamein. It's a 12-day battle. The Germans were led by the individual on the right, the British, the individual on the left. Rommel was forced to retreat, but still a viable force until the North Africa campaign, Operation Torch. This will be the first amphibious invasion, and it's going to be led by that guy, who you're probably going to need to figure out who that is. Another.
I want you to remember that no bastard ever won a war by dying for his country. He won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his country. And then, all this stuff you heard about America not wanting to fight, wanting to stay out of the war, is a lot of horse dung. Americans traditionally love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle.
Yeah, he was quite a character. If we weren't doing this by video, I've got quite a few things that I could share with you, from being reincarnated dozens of times to punching or slapping his own soldier in the hospital. Right. If we shift to the battle in the Atlantic, obviously that's water. The German U-boats, again, to protect the ship. Citizens on our East Coast are going to put their lights out every night. They've got blackout curtains. If you drive at night, you have to do so without any headlights. It's pretty dangerous. Another technique, the convoy system. You see our ship show up, and we will move together in a group. As the war goes on, weapons like radar, sonar are going to be developed. Those are going to be sending out sound waves, and when they bounce back, we know where the enemy is, and therefore we can then use depth charges. Those are explosives that are detonated by reaching a particular pressure, so you know exactly how deep they are. You set that. Battle of Moscow. We're going to shift to the Eastern Front. This is where, again, like everybody else, Napoleon are going to learn that attacking Russia is going to be your downfall, except for the Mongolians. So Moscow, obviously, snow. Let's hear from Stalin himself, sort of.
Stalin had decided he would make a stand and stay in Moscow. As a result, everyone else had to stay as well. This is how he dealt personally that autumn with requests from the army for tactical withdrawals.
Да?
On the phone was Commissar Stepanov, one of the political leaders of the Red Army.
Товарищ Степанов, узнайте у ваших товарищей, есть ли у них лопаты?
Что, товарищ Сталин?
Лопаты есть у товарищей?
Товарищ Сталин, а какие лопаты? Саперные или какие-то другие?
Все равно какие.
Товарищ Сталин, есть лопаты. А что с ними делать?
Товарищ Степанов, скажите вашим товарищам, пусть берут лопаты и копают себе могилы. Мы никуда не уйдем из Москвы.
Guy that said one man's death is a tragedy, a million is a statistic. Though, eventually, winter and the Soviet forces, the Germans will surrender, beaten back. A major turning point is going to be the Battle of Stalingrad. You can take a look at those numbers. Basically, he wanted to destroy the Soviet economy. This will be the turning point. Cut off from resupply, you're talking about heat anything that you can get your hands on that burns, whether it's furniture or wood, books. Quarter pound of bread per person per day. Obviously, that's going to have immediate impacts. And we're not talking about a couple days. We're talking about 900 days. When we talk about adulterated foods, we needed to go farther. So we're going to add things to our flour, such as sawdust, plaster, non-edibles that become edible. So what do we have to eat? Well, cats, dogs, horses, and the dead. Families would hide corpses in order to continue getting their food rations, as well as eating grandma or grandpa or whoever. They did a study after the fact. Human meat as food on 13 December 41. They talk about 13 different cases that, mother smothering her 18-month-old to feed to the other children, or a plumber killing his wife. Two different kinds of eating those that are already dead and then killing to eat. And both took place in Leningrad. We're talking about 1 million people will die in this siege. That is equal to all Americans that have died in every war that we've ever been involved in. We've never had anything close to this kind of tragedy in the United States, knock on wood.